Hi, I'm Sarah Millsop. If beading and jewellery making is new to you, in this video and in others I'm going to take you through some basic and essential tools and findings. Today we're actually going to look at your tools. I'm going to use 3 of them to create a quick pair of earrings and show you how essential they can be. So the 3 I'm going to be using are my chain nose pliers. So these have a flat jaw to them. These are essential when you're connecting jump rings and pins. My round nose pliers are perfect for creating loops. So this is using a head and eye pin, and I will be moulding my wire around the tool to create a loop. And my flush cutters, you can see they're flush because the blades meet on one side. They're essential for precision cutting to get those really neat and professional edges. So a quick pair of earrings. Now the 2 findings that the 2 pins I'll be using, a head pin and an eye pin, and of course you'll need your earring finding as well. Now it's the loop on an eye pin here that we will replicate to make our beads into connectable components. So if you thread the eye pin onto your round nose pliers, you'll see that it is perfectly round, and it's the roundness of the tool that we will need to replicate. So we also want the same size. You'll notice the tool is thinner at the top and gets thicker towards the bottom. Pop your eye pin on the tool and you can mark that with a pen. That will give you the depth of the tool that you will need to create the same sized loop. So it's little tips like that that will keep your jewellery really professional in their standard as well. So pop your bead onto the pin itself and bend to 90 degrees. You'll see the pin's nice and easy to use. I can just mould that with my finger. And I'm going to cut and leave a centimetre. A centimetre is about the standard for this size of loop. Over time, as you get used to it, you'll know by eye how much you need to obviously get the right sized loop. And remember that marker point on your plier, nice and flush to the top there, so I don't have any wire sticking out the top, and I want the pin facing up to the ceiling. And I'm going to mould that wire around my tool. So you'll see that I'm moving it away from me. I just find that that's easier for precision and small movements. So you're keeping to the mark that you've made on your tool, and you'll see that you'll mould that perfectly round the tool itself. So you're not free forming a circle, you're using the roundness of your tool. That bead is now a connectable component for my jewellery. So I'm going to do the same with a head pin. A head pin will give you that flush finish, so your bead will only be connectable at one end. And again, we want to bend it to 90 degrees. If you can't do it with the strength in your fingers, hold your pliers just above the bead and you can bend that over either using your round or your flat nose pliers. Again, you want to achieve 90 degrees because we're rolling the pin back on top of the bead, and that's how we get that lovely finish on the loop. So I use my thumb as a stopper on the pin. The bead will sit on my index finger, pin up to the ceiling, and again to that marker point on your plier, no wire poking out at the top, and I'm rolling it away from me. The smaller the movement, again, the more control you have. Remember, your pin is made out of metal, so the more you work it, it can become weaker. So of course you want to minimise the amount to correct it. Now it's slightly off centre and not quite connected at the bottom. So I'm just going to slightly tweak that and make sure that both ends of my wire connect, ensuring that it's a closed loop, and that's going to be really nice and secure. Now we don't want to undo the perfect loop that we've created, so I've changed to my chain nose pliers or your flat nose pliers. I'm going to open that up by twisting it, connect that onto the next component and twisting it shut. So again, you want to make sure that both sides are meeting, making sure that it's nice and securely closed. And I'm going to do the same on the eye pin, but this time I'll connect it to one of my earring wires. So if you were to keep on connecting eye pins, of course you would be creating your own chain. Here we've got a really nice pair of earrings using just an eye pin and a head pin to get that movement on our design. You can create clusters of beads onto one pin. So this is just a head pin with 3 beads on it. It gives you a more rigid finish. So again, a very different design using your same components. And you can play around with the design as well, have fun with them. Here I haven't bent the pin directly above the bead, but higher up to get a really nice staggered effect. Great when you're working with smaller beads. So hopefully that's taken you through how essential and useful the tools are, and obviously a few different designs for some beading projects for you as well.